Former Saudi intelligence chief Prince Turki Al Faisal has admitted the kingdom feels let down by the US over the lack of American action on the Saudi security concerns. The monarchy has been upset over US inaction over Yemen, where cross-border attacks between Yemen and Saudi Arabia have escalated. The Sauds have been upset by the US not shielding them from this blowback. The Sauds are also upset by the US-Iran nuclear talks that will see Iran return back to the international community and Saudi concerns falling on deaf ears. The kingdom has taken exception at US criticism of the kingdom over the 2018 assassination of Jamal Khashoggi by a Saudi kill team. The monarchy in Riyadh for long acted as a vassal nation for the US strategic interests in the region, and they are now learning the hard way that the US doesn't have permanent allies, it just has interests. Turkey's official inflation rate has spiraled to 70% in April, posing a huge challenge to President Erdogan. Erdogan insists that sharp cuts in interest rates are needed to bring down soaring consumer prices, flying in the face of economic orthodoxy. The collapse of the lira has pushed up the cost of energy imports, and foreign investors are now turning away from the once promising emerging market. Many analysts say Turkey's annual inflation rate, the highest since Erdogan's ruling AK party came to power in 2002, is largely linked to his unconventional economic policies. With presidential elections due next year, the economic situation doesn't bode well for Erdogan's prospects. Around 193 million people in 53 countries experienced acute food insecurity at crisis or worsening levels in 2021, the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization said. While experts have warned that Russia's war in Ukraine could cause famine, the FAO said in an annual report that nearly 40 million more people were pushed into acute food insecurity in 2021. Among 53 countries facing the problem, the most affected included the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Yemen and Afghanistan, where millions face hunger after the country plunged into financial crisis following the Taliban takeover in 2021. The UN body blamed war, climate change and economic shocks as root causes and called for more coordination by institutions and countries. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen announced on 4th of May there will be a ban on Russian oil imports. The European Commission's proposals will require unanimous approval from the 27 member states of the EU. The EU imports around a quarter of its oil and around half of its natural gas from Russia. The war in Ukraine has accelerated the EU's push to improve its energy security, but the dependency on Russian energy varies across the Union. This is why the bloc's passage of sanctions against Russia include the phasing out of imports of Russian oil within 6 months and refined oil products by the end of the year. But Hungary and Slovakia will be given until the end of 2023 to enforce the sanctions due to their very heavy reliance on Russian oil. While the progressive phasing out is meant to give EU countries time to adapt, the EU will struggle to completely replace Russian energy as new infrastructure such as pipelines will need to be built. More expensive energy supplies due to the sanctions against Russia will cause further issues to local economies and increase inflation across Europe. A key ally of Russia, Belarussian leader Alexander Lukashenko, has defended the war in Ukraine while indicating it has not gone to plan. He told the AP news agency that the war has dragged on. By calling it a war, he went further than Russia's own description of its invasion as a special military operation. Belarus shares a border with Ukraine, and Russia sent troops from there when it launched its invasion to take Ukrainian capital Kiev. After 2 months, Russia has been forced to scale back its goals in Ukraine as it struggled to make a decisive blow.